and the World Trade Center's on fire. I said, what happened in World Trade Center? And she said, plane hit it. And I go, you know, that happened once before. In 1931, a bomber flew into the Empire State Building, but it was like really foggy and it was heavily raining that day. It's so crystal clear today. How can you not see that you're flying into the World Trade Center? And then as soon as I said it, the second plane hit.
Right.
And then she turns to me and she says, did you see that or did I imagine it? And then all hell broke loose from then.
So you were in the White House when 9/11 happened?
I was still at the CIA. We hadn't gotten into the car yet, but I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Everybody ran up to the front. The office is gigantic. It holds a couple of hundred people. So there are private offices all the way around the perimeter, and then just this mass of cubicles. We called it a cubicle farm. So there were so many people, we had to actually name the aisles. There was like Bin Laden Boulevard, Hezbollah Highway, you know, so you could say, oh, I work just off the intersection of, you know, whatever and whatever. So hundreds of people were all just standing there in silence watching. There were TVs hanging down from the ceiling. Like one was on CNN, one was on BBC, one was on Canal Plus, one was on the Russian channel, the Chinese channel, and they're all showing exactly the same thing. Kofer stands up on his desk, on the secretary's desk, and silence. And he says, today we're at war. We're all going to have to do our parts. Not all of us are going to come home.
I investigated a lawyer in Chicago who all of his law clients were Polish immigrants who were injured on the job and needed an attorney to help file a workman's compensation claim.
Okay.
The attorney's name, and I wish I was making this up, was William Malarkey.
Okay.
His name was William Malarkey.
That's perfect.
And a lot of Polish people in Chicago. A lot of right off the boat Polish people in Chicago who spoke very little English. But William Malarkey had some Polish translators on his staff, legal secretaries and stuff like that. So he would file these workman's compensation claims for his Polish clients who got hurt on the job. A lot of construction workers, they threw out their back or whatever, and he would in the settlement checks, he would end up settling these cases, and the settlement checks go to the attorney's office.
Yes. He takes out his piece. He gives you the rest.
In the perfect world, he would take out his piece and give you the rest. But in William Malarkey's world, what he did was broke it very gently to his Polish immigrant clients that they lost the case, and he kept the money for himself.
Oh my gosh, that's horrible. That's horrible.
I know these nice people. They were the nicest people in the world. His victims, I don't know. I lost the case. And my attorney said it was $187,000 from 15 different clients.
Oh, these are small cases.
Well, or maybe he's not really working super hard to negotiate these things and get the best settlement possible. But $187,000.
Right.
And eventually, a couple of the Polish people realize that there's a problem here, and they contact the ARDC, the Attorney Registration and Disciplinary Commission for the state of Illinois, who does their own little internal investigation
You won the case.
Yeah, right. Yeah. To take his law license away, and then I get the criminal case against him. Right. So interview the Polish people, nice people. They tell me their stories. Take a look at the documents. Take a look at the how the negotiation actually went.
Yeah.
And prove it up. And so then it comes time to interview William Malarkey. And no longer a lawyer,
right?
Because it's really, when you do that to your clients, it throws a real wet blanket on your law practice,
right?
And so at this point, he's selling used cars.
Okay,
and
that's perfect
at a new car lot, Chevy place. Yeah. And so I go to the Chevy place and posing as a customer with another dude, another agent, young agent, and say. And go to the front desk lady and say, I'm supposed to, want to see if I can buy a car. Is William Malarkey here? And they're like, yeah, he's working right now. Hey, Bill, come over here. And he all smiles, comes up, hi, Bill, good to meet you. And I go, come over here, I want to show you something. And so we go over to a car and I go, hey man, my name's Tom. I'm an FBI special agent. I do not want to get you in trouble here. Let's go on a test drive together. He's like, what? And I go, I go, I got to talk to you. And I go, but I don't want you to get you in trouble.
I was trying to get you fired.
Yeah, exactly. You got to eat. Let's go get in a used car and go for a drive. And so, oh, okay. And so he gets the keys to some Chevy Equinox or whatever, and we get in it. We, other agents in the back. I'm in the passenger seat. Bill's driving for some reason, and I go, just drive a couple blocks and pull over. And it was like a mob hit, right. and pull over and put it in Parkville. And so I re-identify myself. Say, listen, you're not under arrest. You're free to leave at any time. I always tell them that because then I don't have to Mirandize them because they're not in custody.
Right.
And and walked him through it. And, this is what I'm investigating. I'd like to hear your side of the story. Yeah, it got away from me, needed money, practice wasn't going so well.
These are immigrants.
Yeah. Oh, no. My job's not to shame him.
No.
Right? No, I'm not kidding. You're laughing, but my job is not to shame him. My job is
I was thinking he was saying, what's the big deal? They're just off the boat. What are these people? I didn't know. Yeah.
No. I think he felt he feigned an appropriate amount of compassion for them, and but again, you got to see the world through his eyes. This is the empathy versus sympathy thing. I don't have any sympathy at all for this guy,
right?
But I can certainly have empathy for him and try to understand that no one is a villain in their own life story. Right. He sees himself as someone who is a victim of the financial circumstances of his life, who was doing something to keep his head above water that he would one day make right. And that was basically the line that I threw him, and he latched onto it and said that was the problem. He was having financial problems. He was going to try to make it right to these people, but then one thing led to another. You get to your 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. By the time you're on your 12th guy that you ripped off, you got to keep rolling at that point because someone's got to pay the light bills. And so he was nice enough there in a like new Chevy to sign the confession. And
you got him to sign the confession sitting in during the test drive in the Chevy.
Absolutely.
So we go into the house, and he's got this safe, like a 6-foot high,
like a gun safe,
like a gun safe, but deeper.
Right.
So the locks and picks guys, they have their stethoscopes, and they're listening. We're all being very quiet, and they open the safe, and it's empty, except for one thing. There was a hand-drawn map, and I'm not exaggerating when I tell you there's an X on the map, and it says, the weapons are here, with an arrow. I'm like, you got to be kidding. So we all get in these 2 Land Rovers, and we start driving out into the desert. So it's like, you go 1,500 meters, and then you make a left at the palm tree. And then you go another 500 meters, and you make a right at the giant rock.
This is a treasure map, right?
Yeah, it was a treasure map. So we go out there, and we find a bunker, like a dugout bunker, with every weapon, every explosive and landmine and bullet that this entire terrorist group had.
I was at the medium, right? And in the medium, unlike the low security prison, in the medium, you go to the library, nobody's there.
Right.
There's like, it fits 40 people. There's like 6 people there. And so it's me and a couple of guys. They're doing legal work, whatever. It's semi-quiet. And I'm sitting there writing a story or an outline. I don't even know what I was doing, but I was doing something there. And there was a punk there with probably, let's say 5'10". I don't know how tall, but 5'10" with braided hair, like, real thin, like Bo Derek, kind of thin braided hair, right? Black guy sitting there, looking at like a Vogue magazine. Yeah. Legs, the lady leg crossover, turning the page, and I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden this guy walks in, this black guy, 6'2", massive, like he's on steroids. They don't have steroids, but I mean, just you're like, holy shit, like he ain't in the street in fucking 15, 20 years. Yeah, and he walks in, and it's like, this dude's never been in here before. I'm in here all the time. He comes walking over, walks straight over to the punk. He says, baby, can I talk to you outside? And I'm like. And I'm looking at all of us are like this, like what? And then he kind of looks around, and we're all right back to staring at our shit again. Then we're glancing back up.
Oh my god!
And to the punk's like, turn the pages. Baby, please, can I please talk to you outside? Turns the page. I don't like the way you talk to me in front of your friends. Baby, please. No. Baby, can I please? And I'm like, listen. It was the most humiliating thing I've ever seen in my life. I mean, my heart went out. I was like, this poor, like, this guy's got, this was the medium. There are guys with life sentences in the medium. Or if they don't have life sentences, they got 45 years, 50 years. Like, it's over. It's a life sentence. You're done.
No,
you were
for sure.
30 years old. You got that. You're leaving when you're 70. So this is the closest he's getting to, you know.
That's terrible.
I hate to say a piece of ass, but it really is.
Yeah, but literally.
Yeah. So, and he, baby, please, can I please? And so the punk gets up, walks outside. They talk for a little bit. These are moves, right? Like you know. So this is all within. They got 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Punk comes waltzing back in, sits back down. The guy comes walking in. He's baby, please, let me talk to you outside. Baby, please. Puts his hand on the punk, and the punk goes, oh! And he goes, oh! And I mean, we're all like, oh! We're all like. It was so, baby, please. And I mean, we're just like, I'm like,
What is going on?
This is the worst thing I've ever seen in my fucking life.